Wild Hunt Re-Engage by Firemanaf. Wild Hunt Re-Engage has two versions, a traditional reshade, which we've all grown accustomed to, and an adaptive reshade, which is something Firemanaf has been slightly pioneering as one of the only adaptive reshaders that I know of. This is his second one. This uses Reshade 1.1 and Super Turbo Lighting Mod 2.2. Full quality, by the way. This will be the final reshade from Fireman Air Force. After the success of Wild Hunt Adaptive Reshade and Wild Hunt Reimagined, he wanted to make a final reshade that is a Super Turbo Lighting Mod 2.2 standalone reshade. His other projects have been created with the vanilla lighting in mind. Well, this one started with Super Turbo Lighting Mod and will keep to Super Turbo Lighting Mod only. With this reshade, he wanted to adjust things that Super Turbo Lighting Mod causes. He wanted to have bluer skies and not purple. He wanted to have darker green grass. He wanted to have slightly darker interiors and nights. He wanted to reduce the over bright clouds in certain weathers. Well, try anyway. He also wanted to help reduce the brown tint in Velen. Also reduce the yellow tint in certain lighting, especially in Toussaint. You will find some weather conditions and time of day are vibrant and crisp, and some weather conditions are gloomy and gray. Give it a try and tell him what you think about it. Just to note, as with any reshade, you can't adjust for each individual weather, time of day, interior lightings, etc. All he can do is try to balance out things. So some weathers you may find darker than others and more colorful than others. He sincerely hopes you enjoy. Now with the traditional version, as is, it is a traditional style of reshade. Install and play. The presets apply to all areas of the game to include Toussaint. This preset has been balanced out to look good in all areas. However, it is not exactly the same looking as adaptive versions. This version is for those who want a simpler install and is okay with the Reshaped preset that's been balanced out to work in all areas of the game. Now the adaptive version of the Reshade. This version, thanks to Merzinio and his mod different Reshaped preset for each location, allows you to have different Reshade presets that have been tuned specifically for each region of the game. Therefore, each preset gets to look best for the area without having to worry how it might look in another area of the game due to the limitations of traditional reshades. Time has been taken to adjust the preset balance on colors and lighting in each area of the game. Really, this version is the best way to experience Wild Hunt Reimagined, because this version with Super Turbo Lighting Mod 2.2 has really given to the ability to reimagine the game. This version is for those that prefer a reshade that is truly adjusted for each region of The Witcher. This is the best way to experience the Wild Hunt Reimagined. Now, overall consensus time, my personal feelings and review. Now that I've given you the specs, the information that you need to know about this reshade, I can now give you an honest and just verdict. From my personal opinion, I have to say that this has probably become my favorite reshade for The Witcher. The adaptive version, by the way. I strongly suggest you try the adaptive version. The game is meant to be experienced. Because the fact that everywhere there is a reshade specifically for that region, and even interiors have their own reshade, something that pops in place to just drag you further into the immersion. Some of the reshades that are used here, like in Velen for instance, were so good at certain times of the day, it was like the E3 trailer. As the light poured through the trees and the dead branches and covered Geralt, and all you saw was his silhouette and the horse, it was truly artistic. It brings The Witcher to the next level for me. It brings me closer to what I wanted it to be, in the sense of what we all saw in the E3 trailers, that amazingly immersive looking game. And you're like, oh my god, before the downgrades due to the system limitations by consoles. This strives to give you a little bit more of that, but on the plus side, it gives you a more realistic flavor. The term less is more is perfect here, simply because the reshades in and of themselves are not overpowering in each area. In fact, they're just right. It's just right. I don't know how much time Firemanaf put into this, but it shows obviously, and it really shines through when you take the time to notice. You actually stop and pay more attention to the scenery. This reshade gave me more appreciation for The Witcher 3, which is already a beautiful game. This now brings some things to light that you haven't noticed before. Also, I recommend using this mod in conjunction with More Shadows, because the More Shadows mod is another immersive mod for The Witcher that adds lighting. Now when guards use torches, there's shadows from them. The pyres that burn have shadows. It just creates even more immersion that I can't even begin to stress to you. And do not let the video fool you. Although this might possibly look good because I will render this to the best of my ability, I still have to live with the fact that YouTube's compression kinda sucks dick, and it takes away from the overall presentation of this reshape. It doesn't do it any justice to see it on YouTube. In fact, it's something you have to witness for yourself. I can only imagine how this would look on my 4K monitor, but unfortunately, my single 980 Ti cannot handle The Witcher at 4K. It just can't. So for now, I have to live with 1440p or 1080p to experience this. As I stated before, and I will reiterate, this has become my favorite reshape, and I really want you to try this. I really do. I really feel that this might be a reshape that could appeal to you. Even if you're skeptical by looking at this, the fact that there's a reshape for everywhere is the major selling point, and the game will only become more immersive. Sunsets, sunrises, especially sunsets in Skellige while on the boat, the lighting that ripples off the water, everything is so much more immersive, and I really want you to enjoy this, because I certainly have. Well, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you as always for tuning into my channel. And if there are ever any mods you like, do not forget to endorse them. By the way, all links to mods are always in my description. So you don't have to ask me repeatedly. It's right there for the clicking. All right, I'm seriously out of here. Enjoy.